Attention please as we welcome the top three after the first phase. What a brilliant day of dressage we have had. We hope you've all enjoyed it as much as we have. And our leader, our overnight leader, Pippa Funnel, her second best 5-star test since 2008. And your last two tests have been your top two at 5-star. Pretty impressive. What are your thoughts on that? Now you've had time to take a moment, what are your thoughts?
Am I on? No, you've got to press it and hold it. I was delighted. It's not often I'm delighted, but I was delighted with the way he went. He's, as everyone can see, he's a very big horse, and I have to be careful I don't overdo the work. So he's done lots and lots of fitness work, which obviously they're going to need for this track. And I've been careful the last week that I haven't done too much dressage, and not just for the horse's benefit, but I see everyone, and actually Piggy even commented on it, because Mare's Hope, I've found a much better system with him, and that is never put a dressage saddle on, and I thought, well, it works for him, and I'm actually much happier not doing sitting trot in a dressage saddle. So both horses this week have been in jumping saddles all week, and the only sitting trot you see me doing is in the dressage test. But he was great, really good, fabulous in his brain, and I think full credit to the team here. It was a wonderful arena to ride in, lovely to ride on the grass, and was a lovely atmosphere actually. It was quiet up here, and definitely my first horse was quite sparky, Mare's Hope, but feel he was lovely to ride, and pleased I did him justice.
You absolutely did it. And a word on Mare's Hope, because actually you've got two inside the top 10 going into the cross country tomorrow. Personal best for Mare's Hope at the level as well. And a bit of a rethink with times. Things didn't quite go to plan, but adapted and actually came out brilliantly. Lose a shoe every time, Pippa.
Well, it wasn't actually a lost shoe. It was poor Emily. She does a fantastic job, my girl. I was literally just changed into my whites, all ready to go, and trying to keep away from the puppy and the dogs and everything else to keep clean. And Emily gives a distress phone call saying, I've just tried to, I've just studded him up in one front shoe that for some reason, and I've got a fantastic farrier, but listen, hey, we all make mistakes, but one of the front shoes had the stud holes punched in them, but he hadn't put any thread, he hadn't threaded them, so I couldn't get any studs in the one front shoe. And you know, again, that's a fabulous thing about the sport, that everyone was accommodating. Unfortunately, the blacksmith was stuck in traffic, so everyone was accommodating and allowed me to slip later down in the order. So I rechanged, and yeah, I didn't give Hope any more work, but it has slightly thrown me, as Piggy knows, re-walking the course, because I got up very, very early this morning to work him for a 10 o'clock test, and then I was going to walk the course, ride this field and then walk the course and then be okay now. But actually, I've actually only seen the course once so far, because obviously we're a day shorter because of starting the day behind, and then today's been a busy day, so
She's stressed. She's going to run off and walk it. Before you do, we'll let you go in 2 seconds. First impression on Captain Mark Phillips's track.
Listen, I think we have huge respect for Mark. He always builds a decent course. He tests the horses, tests the riders, but I do think he builds fair tests that horses can read the questions. It's just not to us to ride them in a way that they cannot read the questions. It's every bit a 5-star course. I think for sure we're incredibly lucky that Bicton stepped in and have put on this 5-star here. I mean, I for one have got a nice team of horses, and it's been so sad not to have a 5-star at this level. And for me personally, obviously, everyone's aware of my age. Yes, I'm not sure it's the best thing to have two years without a 5-star. So I'll wait tomorrow to see whether I've still got the mojo and the guts and the bravery. But I've got two very good jumping horses, and hopefully I have fun. But
I'll get that sparkler out for you, Pipsy.
You're going to remind them what you said at the European Championships.
We were last on the team together at the Europeans at Rawlin. We were on the team together, and Pipsy was first out, and she's like, "I'm going to be too slow." I was like, "I'm going to shove a sparkler up you and light it, and you have 11 minutes 8 seconds to get to the end
Before it goes off.
Before it goes off." She got home inside the time.
Have you got two sparklers for tomorrow?
Yes, 2 sparklers.
Listen, I think I need more than that going up those hills at the end.
You get every little help. Before we let you go and walk the course, have any of the media got any questions for Pippa quickly?
So last time you led the dressage, you ended up winning, which is fantastic. You've obviously done a cracking test today. High hopes for the rest of the weekend?
Listen, the sport, we all know what the sport's like. I've got 2 horses that I feel I've got very fit. I'm very much hoping they're going to go well, but I know I have got speedier people and younger people behind me snapping at my heels, and my job is to give my horses as good a safe trip and fast a trip as possible, and who knows what the results will be at the end of it. But when I get out there, I know I'm pretty sure I'll probably be wanting it and competitive, and if I don't, then I'll have to get my act together.
Any other media questions before Pippa heads off on her course walk? There we go, Pippa, make a run for it. Look, thank you so much. Good luck tomorrow and for the rest of the weekend.
And just thank you, and thank you. It's very exciting with the Elite Eventing TV and Horse and Country being behind this event, and yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to Bicton and the team. They've done the competitors a huge favour to run this, or hopefully they have. I'll tell them tomorrow. Well done, Will.
Look, thank you very, very much, Pippa Funnell, our leader after the first of our phases. Now, in second place, great friends, as you can see, Piggy, Veneer Camira Tilly, 25.5, sits in second, led for a long time. Your great mate knocked you off the top spot, but still well placed for the weekend. She's 16, but she still pulls it all out of the bag at the big ones.
Oh, bless her. Yes, she did. I was so proud of her today, really, because she's not the easiest. I don't find her the easiest. She's been an absolute star for me, a saint for me over the years. But, you know, she's 16, and it's a long time. From 14 was the last time she was competing at this level. She doesn't really run at one-day events. She's not a natural dressage horse, so you always have to, like, bring her up for an occasion. And there's been no occasion, so it's actually felt for a long time that, you know, one day she never produces anything exciting. So it was great for her to get back here, be in an atmosphere, know it's important, and get back to the form that she was for today. So I was very proud of her.
It was her second best international test too. The best was when she was at Badminton 2018. Amy Phillips, your head girl, is a big part of her management and getting that result in today. Just a word on her, because it is a team effort as well, isn't it?
Oh God, absolutely. And Amy's fantastic for myself, as well as the horse. I mean, the horse is, you know, I said after Badminton in my interview, this horse is a pain in the butt, 363 days a year, and absolutely brilliant those few days at the 5 stars. And you know, she's very delicate in many ways. She's a real mare. You know, it's just there's such a fine line with her of everything that we do, of it just try to stay the right side of the line for her to compete and be happy and well. And Amy is first class for Tilly, but you know, she's a best mate of mine. I just don't feel if I didn't have her as well. You know, she's definitely my wingman all the time, and you know, she's a great girl.
And she's pretty experienced at this level now. I think this is run number 10 at 5-star. You've walked a lot of 5-star tracks in your time. You've jumped a lot of Captain Mark Phillips tracks as well. How does Bicton compare?
Yeah, I mean, he's done a great job, and it's definitely a 5-star, but it's definitely got a different feel to Badminton and Burley. And I feel you walk it with a lot of respect, and there's lots of places that could be a problem easily. But I think the terrain I've got with Tilly, I've got quite not used to going around Badminton and Burley for the jumps, but you learn the terrain, you know how to get them into the rhythm and know sort of what to expect of how they feel. Where here is going to be very different. It's very intense for the first 5 minutes. The terrain is a lot quicker, sharper, you know, feistier, which I'm hoping for me personally with her. Badminton and Burley is a little bit more, it's not so intense at the beginning, so she settles into a rhythm, and that might be interesting for me tomorrow with her. She's hardy, she's fast, she puts her nose on the floor and she grits her teeth and off she goes. But when it's sharply up and down, you know, she's going to have to be relaxed and listening at the same time as well. So there's lots to respect, but it's a great course, and like Pippa said, we all respect Captain Mark Phillips so much as a course builder, but there's lots out there to jump.
Yeah, plenty to jump, and I would say I'd echo that. It looks absolutely incredible. The team have done an amazing job in 11 weeks to put on a 5-star. We'll come to any press questions for Piggy before we move on to Will. So if anybody has anything.
Thank you. As you say, a lot of the riders know and understand how to ride the ground at Badminton and Burley. Do you think it's good for them to have a new, fresh 5-star to ride on cross-country with the different undulations?
Yeah, I do, and I think it's very interesting for us as sports people, as riders, as horsemanship. You know, every time we go somewhere different, we learn different things, we experience different feelings, and it's, you know, as much as we're nervous or excited for tomorrow, we're also very interested of how places ride, and this, without doubt, is going to be an interest for lots of us.
Any others for Piggy before we turn attention to Will? Oh, very quiet and serious. They're hanging on to every word. That is. I'm going to ask you to play musical chairs. Would you mind swapping seats for a second? And Will sit in the middle. There we go. Will, your first 5-star. You're at the press conference in third overnight next to two legends of the sport.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And to speak, like you say, be behind Piggy and Pippa is, amazing. And I'm super proud of Vinny because he really pulled it out of the bag.
How do you feel?
There's
a lot of nerves, but how do you feel?
I am happy, excited, but equally I like to think I'm quite chilled and laid back, and so I don't like to get too excited about things and too carried away. So I'm trying to be slightly understated and. Yeah.
Your smile says a different story, Will. Let me ask you, because VIP Vinny, he's very, very talented in the first phase. We've spoken a lot in the last few weeks, and you said he was going as well as he's ever gone going into the dressage here. Yeah. But there was a lot more to come as well.
There was, and I made an absolute howler of a mistake in the first medium, and I was like, oh, shit, we really this. But I thought, okay, right, just relax. That's one movement done. There's plenty more to come. So, we knuckled down, and he really gave it my all. And there is so much more to come from him. It was a fantastic test with lots more.
Lots more to come. Plenty more to come. He was very, very impressive in the first phase. Let me ask you what he's like as a horse, because you know each other really well. It's his first 5-star as well.
Yeah, he is quite arrogant and knows he's good and has an opinion, and like when Michael, my groom, was getting him all ready and doing quarter markers, Vinny was having absolutely none of it, did not want to stand. So he's very opinionated and knows that he's special and tells everyone that he is.
What about going into the cross country? It's your first 5-star. I've no doubt you've walked them in the past. How different does it feel knowing you've got to ride it?
Yeah, very different. I'm excited. I am ready to get stuck in, but equally it's my first 5-star, and my main aim, I'd love to be competitive, but I also do want to get my first completion and get that under my belt. So that is the frame of mind I'm going in for tomorrow, is get a completion and have a good ride.
He's competitive, really. He is. He's very competitive. Very tall, too. Look, good luck tomorrow. I will just ask any media questions for Will before we go to some that have been sent in by people watching at home before this. Perfect, nope. Right, the spotlight is on me. Okay, I'll get my massive clipboard, no pressure. Juggle. Okay. Okay, Moo Foster would like to know how long you warm up for before your test. Piggy, come to you first.
20 minutes. This is working. You can
Press
hear
it
me.
firmly. Here you go.
20 minutes is my last time that I would get on Veneer Chimera, but she had a long work this morning and she loose lunged probably 2 or 3 times today with Amy, so she's out of her stable quite a lot, but just getting bored and grazing and trotting around loose on the lunge, trying to get her to fall asleep and be chilled.
I was going to say, hopefully not too loose. Will, how about you?
With Vinny, we had a good dressage session yesterday afternoon for the arena familiarisation, and then I just took him for a chilled hack this morning, and I gave him a 40-minute warm-up, but lots of stretching, relaxed, and then went into the 10-minute box and started asking a bit more, and yeah, it paid off.
Absolutely did. Okay, Lucy Ackerman wants to know how you have prepared any of your horses for the crowds or the atmosphere here. Well, obviously, Piggy, we've not seen a lot of crowds or atmosphere. I think we're all a bit in shock there's people. But have you done anything with her? She's been to a lot of big venues in her time.
Yeah, yes, she has. And so she's only done a couple of one-day events, I think, all year. So I've just sort of relied on her experience. Given her a couple of outings just at home, or going to a show jumping show, or just working at an event without actually competing. But yes, probably just relied on her experience really to get us through.
And Will, Vinny's been to some big crowds, Bramham a few years ago. Does he mind it at all?
He's a horse, he rises to the occasion and loves to play to the crowd.
Okay, next time, give him a bigger round of applause. What about, let's go on to some of the cross-country questions. So Jess Good has asked, what 3 words would you most use to describe the cross-country track for tomorrow? On the spot, 3 words spring to mind. Will, go.
Aye.
Piggy?
Tiring. Long way, tough, intense.
Yeah.
Tiring. Okay,
Scary.
fair enough. Okay, let's go on to any fences that you think will be the most influential. Emma Michael has asked that one. What are you going to walk an extra time, Piggy?
Number 9 for me personally, down 7, 8, 9. The very steep hill turn to the 2 corners. I think is a really, really tough question.
For me,
keep going.
For me, the sort of log piles near the end of the course, just before the first water, because you've got that real hillock sort of undulation bit, and you know, depending on how you jump in and get your line and turn, I feel particularly with Vinny, will depend on how I get my takeoff, and if it's wrong, then it's not going to end well.
Won't be wrong, Will. It won't be wrong. Have faith. Have faith. One question for you, Piggy, from from B Special Equestrian. What is your favourite quality about Veneer Chimera?
Her heart. It's bigger than her lines.
Bigger than lines. You can't ask much more. I would just say, Max, how did Mummy do today? Was she good? Yeah. And I hear you have come away for a weekend camping, and hopefully there's going to be plenty of fun, some ice cream, some good cross country as well. You looking forward to it? I think there might be some dinosaurs. Yeah, definitely some dinosaurs. Look, we'll ask one more time. Any more questions for Will or for Piggy? Perfect. Right, I would just one more time. A word on Bicton. The incredible effort that has gone in here to put on a 5-star in 11 weeks, which is not an easy thing to do, but they have made it look fairly straightforward.
Yeah, you know, like as riders, owners, sponsors, we are unbelievably grateful for what they've put on and achieved, and you know, full credit to them. And as riders, we were very much looking forward to tackling it tomorrow and getting the job done.
Getting the job done. Piggy?
Yeah, I'm unbelievably grateful to Bicton, to Helen, her team, the job they've done, the time they've had it, you know, their enthusiasm to want to do it, but also the whole team and the encouragement with the Elite Eventing TV to get the sport. You know, we really need you guys and your friends to pay to, it's not just money to help riders and just prize money, it's to help, you know, I've had a wonderful horse for 2 years that's done nothing with an owner. The owners have still paid. There's such a massive industry that goes with this sport, whether it's buying and selling horses, whether it's staff, whether it's so much. It's not just riders trying to be greedy and getting more prize money. I mean, yes, this is our profession and everything, but if we've got these sort of guys trying to get the right idea, everyone loves the sport. The sport is great. It's a fantastic day to watch. you know, pay your £20, whatever it is, to watch it on the telly and get your friends and family to do it, because it makes such a massive difference to all of us involved in a great sport that we have.
Absolutely, and it wouldn't have been possible without it. So if anybody is here all weekend and you think, do you know what, I'd actually really like to watch it back, it is available to watch back as well, or you can watch it all over the weekend, all the press conferences, jumping phases as well. Look, guys, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Be generous with your sparklers. And that is a real indication, actually, of just how good this sport is, because you're sitting in second behind a very good friend, but actually you're willing her to do well as well.
Yeah, I'll give her a kick up the butt tomorrow.
And look, a huge, huge thank you to Will and to Piggy and to Pippa a little bit earlier on as well. And a big thank you to all of you guys for staying with us, because it has been a brilliant first day of the Chedington Bicton Park 5-star, and we look forward to a brilliant weekend as well.